Hello and welcome back to Movement Monastery. I'm FrancescoGCaban, and today we're going to talk about how to get your first pull-up. First of all, get rid of the shirt. Second, we need the chalk. Perfect. Let's get started. Now for your very first pull-up, if you haven't done pull-ups at all yet, we're going to need to make sure that your shoulders are strong enough, you don't hurt yourself. Now you can do this with a pull-up bar too, you can do this with a wall. I like to use the rings because they're adjustable on the spot and I don't have to use anything else along the way. So adjustable rings are really easy for you to start this out, and then you can move it on to some other things as well. Alright, so starting with this, what we're going to be doing is starting out nice and low. I want you to squat down using your feet on the floor, and you're going to try and do these shoulder shrugs or reverse shoulder shrugs. So from this position my shoulders are up and I'm completely relaxed, hanging on the bar, on the rings. I'm completely relaxed, hanging on the rings, and I'm going to be pulling my shoulder blades down. This is called an active shoulder hang, or it's also known as scapular depression, because I am pushing down my shoulders. All right. First, we're going to try and make this work for us, up and down. Right now, if you already have that, I want you to try and lift these up. You don't have to try. You can probably do this part. We're going to lift those rings up. We're going to go into a full hang, maybe with our feet heels on the floor this time. And from there, same thing. Just get a few of those where you're pulling the shoulder blades down behind you. Okay? You do that repeatedly until you're up into a hanging position completely off the ground. And the further you can get through, the further range of motion you can get from the bottom of your hang up to the top, the better off it's going to be. Alright, once you start getting better at these, try to bring the knees up to the front and try to do the same thing. Just keeping the knees up is going to probably be a lot harder for most people, so just keep that in mind too. Alright, so let's say you have those scapular pull-ups going on. Now, we're going to go toward the isometric hold. So you want to start with isometrics. If you haven't done any pull-ups yet, or you know you can't do a pull-up yet, you're going to start with an isometric. So keep them down about shoulder height. It's a little bit lower than I want it, but that's okay. And I'm going to pull to turn the rings inward. Okay, so supinate your wrists, turn them like that. Pull them in close to you. You're going to squat down so that they're at your shoulder height. And then from here, I'm going to slowly take weight off the ground and into my arms and try to hold this position. If you find that that position is extremely difficult and you're falling out of it real quick, then you probably need to spend more time in that position, all right? Our goal is to have a 10-second hold, and for most people, 5 seconds will be pretty good. Okay, 10 seconds and beyond, and with a lot of rest in between those, all right? So remember, we're building a skill. So that means that it's going to take a long time for it to start out, right? But if you keep this up on a daily schedule, every other day, even just twice a week, you'll start to see results from this. Now, once you can hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds, I want you to try the same thing, but with the rings turned forward. Palms are forward, same exact thing, right? And we're trying to, one thing I forgot to mention with this is you want to try and pull your shoulder blades down when you're doing this, right? So I'm here, my shoulder blades are down, and I'm here. I'm not like this when my shoulders are hiked up. I want to do my best to keep my shoulder blades down in either position. Alright, let's say you got that. The next thing you want to focus on is being able to do a 90-degree isometric hold, right? So it's the same idea. I'm going to raise these up a little bit more. It's the same idea. We want to hold for about 5 to 10 seconds, but we're going to do it at a 90-degree angle. Instead of right here, where it's going to be easiest, we're going to go right here, where it's going to become the hardest. So from here, I come down 90-degree angle with my elbows. My shoulder blades are nice and engaged and pulled down, and I'm going to try and hold this position. Same thing. Try to hold 5 to 10 seconds. When that becomes super easy, let's say after during a workout or just throughout the day, if you can do 5 or 6 of those, maybe 10 of those, back to back, with a little bit of rest in between. Like you want at least a minute rest between. You can go between 3 to 5 minutes of rest in between. You want to try and see if you can hold that in that position here, and also with the hands forward, the palms are facing forward. Same exact thing. Come down to that 90-degree angle. You can also do this in neutral grip. Okay, so we're here, and you're trying to hold that 90-degree angle. Knees lifted. And you can do this with your legs straight too, if you don't want to do anything from off the ground, keep the knees up. Next one, so now we've got 90 degrees, we have the top pull, isometric hold at the top. Then you want to try and go to in between 90, so we're going to go into the 45-degree angle here, and you also want to come down another 45 degrees to about here, all right? So this way we're going to be building different parts of the pull-up, and that way you won't have any weak spots when you go into this. So let's say we go in between the top portion, which is right here, and the 90-degree angle. So that's going to be at about this position right here. Shoulder blades are down, I come, I hold, same process. I go below 90, right about here, same process, and I'm going to try and hold there for the time. So I'm building this pull-up from top to bottom in an isometric hold. All right, following me yet? Isometrics first. Next one, okay? Now we're going to try working on your slow negative, or eccentric, for the people that want to sound cool. All right, we're going to be lowering down from the top of your pull-up. So you're going to, I would actually suggest you bring this up to your shoulders. Good. Up to the shoulders. You start in the isometric hold at the top, and you lower yourself down all the way down to the bottom. Okay? The goal being 5 seconds lowering, as slow as you can. 5 seconds lowering would be good, and then 10 seconds after that. Okay? So from here, shoulder blades are down, and I'm going to lower 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Right? My feet touch the ground. That's okay, just so long as your hips aren't on the floor and you're not pushing into your legs. Same thing, trying to get it from here, try to get from here. Work every single position you can. Okay, you want to try and make this as thorough as possible, right? And that's what makes this fun, is that you can change your workout up, change your workout up, and you can do it with hands forward, and neutral, and backwards. All right, it doesn't have to be always one thing all the time. Adaptation does occur a little quicker that way, but we're trying to build it all the way around. All right, so now that we have that, okay, next thing we're going to be doing is starting from the bottom. You're going to jump up to the top and just lower down, right? Now, ideally what I did before, if you have them a little bit higher, all right, so now we're going to have to actually jump up to the top of this to get ourselves to the top of the pull. And that's going to start getting your body used to pulling yourself the other direction, okay? Yeah. Go away, Fry. Screw you. All right, so from here I'm going to jump up to the top, and then I'm going to lower down nice and slow. All right, going for that 5-second lowering like we talked about before. And now you can start doing your reps. So let's say you do 3 to 5 reps of that. You have 3 to 5 minutes rest in between, or you can throw this in between your workout if you're not doing anything else that's involving pulling. All right. Oh, 3 to 5 sets. Okay, as well. You can go more than that if you want to. It just depends on how fresh you feel. If your lats aren't destroyed, if your biceps aren't destroyed by then, keep going. If they are, just listen to your body. Don't be an idiot. Be an I do it. Okay, so moving on. Now we can start working on the concentric contraction, which means going up. Okay, so eccentric, which means going down. So we're going to lower this back down again. Good. And you can do this with your feet elevated on top of a box if you want. I'm just going to have my feet on the floor because I don't want to get my box. So from here, I'm going to come down to my legs bent position. I'm going to come up on my toes. So I'm coming up on my toes here. And then I'm going to keep all the weight directly underneath me. From here, I'm going to pull down with my shoulder blades. I'm going to use my feet lightly to pull myself up just as much as I need to get to the top. And then I'm going to pull my knees up and do my eccentric all the way back down. Right? Now, if you have a buddy to help you, and they can put their hands just on your hips or underneath your lats or your rib cage, don't put them underneath your feet, okay? Because if they let go, you're going to probably flip over onto your head. So just go from the hips, go from the lats or from the rib cage, okay? Don't help them by their feet. You'll regret it. When they mess up, you'll regret it. Especially don't hold them like this with their feet like that. Okay, if they let go, they're gonna fall flat on their face. Okay, don't do that. Please don't do that. All right, so let's say you have that. Now you're going through the same thing, 3 to 5 reps, yada, yada, yada. All right, now you're gonna probably start getting to the point, and this is probably after been about a month of training this, maybe 3 months for some people, right? Now you can start to try and do single full reps, right? Because this is becoming now a 1 rep max for you to be able to do a single pull-up all the way up. So let's just say you're at that point where you can do 1 pull-up now. Okay, so you're here from the bottom, you can do 1 pull-up to the top and back down, and you feel pretty good about that, right? Let's say you can do that, but you can't do more. Right? So you can't do more. So now, okay, now you're going to start regressing your workout. So let's say you have your pull-up 1 time and you can't do any more. Immediately after that, you either start to do the jumping pull-ups where you jump up to the top, slowly lower down, or you can do feet on the floor, pushing with your feet, pulling up, and then slowly lowering down. You can choose either one, right? I recommend the jumping ones first, and then feet 1 second. If at that point you really are unable to do the, at the point when you're not able to do the eccentric or the lowering one anymore, under your own power, it's time to go back to isometric. So always think of it like that. The full skill, okay, then the assisted skill, which is the jumping one, or feet on the floor or in a box. Then you can do the holds after that, all right? And if you can't do the holds, then you're too tired, so you don't do them anymore, all right? Now banded work. Banded work, it's okay. I think if you're gonna use a band, use the lightest band possible just so you're able to do the work. If you put a band on you that allows you to do 20 pull-ups, you might as well be on a machine, okay? So it's not gonna have the same kind of effect on your nervous system to make you get stronger. So bands aren't gonna be as useful to you as you think. Use very light bands if you're gonna do them. You can definitely do some supplementary work with some banded pulls to just keep that area, to get neural drive to that area. But as you're doing a pull-up with your body hanging, you're going to activate muscles that are different than if you're just on a machine, or if you're just on just doing an isolated thing. All right, so it's a full body thing. A lot of things have to work to make this happen, and you want to make sure you get the best advantage possible. Airplane. Okay, we're back. So let's say now you're getting to 2 pull-ups, 3 pull-ups, right? And just the main thing is make sure you're resting enough, all right? If you're too tired for the next round, you didn't rest long enough, or you did too many the first round. Our goal is to try and grease the groove, keep everything fresh, right, for the next one. And then maybe in your last set, push a little bit, but you want to push to about 70%. You're putting max effort in, yes, because you're learning a skill and it's hard to do it, but you don't want to be to the point where like you're so destroyed you can't get onto the next part of it. You don't want to blow out your body too early. So yeah, that's the basic thing behind the pull-ups. I recommend also, if you're feeling super fatigued and tights are super like tense, if your lats are super tense, because you've been doing so much work like this, then take a week off, or just go back to some easier isometrics or eccentrics with feet on the ground for a little while. Maybe do some machine work or isolated work for about a week to rest the whole body, and then you can come back to the whole thing again, right? And this is about a 6 to 8 week cycle. You can look up more about strength training cycles and everything like that on its own. But you will start to taper out about 6 to 8 weeks in because of the body's inability to adapt any farther to that kind of stimulus. So yeah, that is our first pull-up tutorial, and you can do this with a pull-up bar, or you can do it with a set of rings, you can do it with a wall, you can do it with anything, because it's basic strength. It's basic strength, basic 5x5 strength training, right? So enjoy your pull-ups, and you have a great day.